It is no secret that a good morning routine sets up your day for success by increasing your productivity, your focus, and many other aspects of your life. If I had to choose one thing that you need to change, obviously, besides the obvious nutrition and fitness, in relation to self-improvement, this is the one thing you need to do: morning routine. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you probably know how much I love morning routines. I'm basically an enthusiast. I have two morning routine videos, and they're my most liked and most watched videos of all of them, showing me waking up at 5:30, going to the gym, doing YouTube, and so on. And I can say from personal experience that a good morning routine changed my life. Okay, let's actually stop jacking off morning routines now, because I've already talked about them in my other videos, and I think you guys know what a good morning routine consists of. But no one actually ever talks about the secrets to unlocking your perfect morning routine and how to actually form that habit. And not just form that habit, but stick with it. Secret 1: consistency is key. Now, obviously, consistency is key, because if you're not consistent, then what is the point of doing that, you know? I literally don't care how productive your morning routine is. If you can't stay consistent to it, then don't do it. Now, obviously, step 1 is actually form your own morning routine. There's a video linked in the description if you don't know what you should add in your morning routine. But after you have made your morning routine, which you probably have, so imagine like that dream morning routine that you could do, perform it. If you cannot stay consistent, if you're inconsistent, then maybe you need to change something. Personally, this is what I think is the best strategy. And I actually got this strategy from the book Atomic Habits, by the way, so it is scientifically proven to work. You get a calendar with actual boxes. You want it physical, and you want to put it in a place where you see every day. Maybe it's the toilet, maybe it's a room, the fridge door. Put it somewhere where you can see every single day, even if you don't want to. And every time you do perform that dream morning routine for you, you do a little, cross on one of the boxes. Now, if you don't do it, you leave that box unmarked. And you have to be very, very, very honest here. And basically, with that visual, you'll be able to see how many days you're consistent, or if you are inconsistent. And in this, if you do miss a day, that is okay. Just try not to miss 2 days in a row. Because when you miss 2 days in a row, that's when you start to form another habit. And that's the habit of not performing your morning routine. Now, obviously, if you do 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off, that won't help you either. But this is just a starting point. Just this simple thing is a powerful secret helping you to stick with your morning routines. Secret 2: simplification is key. So many people out here, and probably even I have said this myself, that we need to add as many things into our morning routine and be as productive as possible. But in fact, it is proven that the brain only has a limited amount of willpower. So we only have a limited amount of concentration throughout the day. And as we go through that day, that willpower or concentration or focus or decision making, whatever you want to call it, it depletes as you go throughout your day. Now, this may be obvious for you or not, but we don't actually have that unlimited willpower. That's why at the end of the day, after dinner, we end up succumbing to our desires and we grab that piece of chocolate that we don't want to eat. And usually it's not because you want to eat that chocolate, obviously, but it's because you've depleted your, quantity of willpower for that day. If you form a long, grand morning routine that's 3 hours, 4 hours long, where you do so many hard things, that's so tiring for your willpower, you're going to end up depleting a lot of it. And by the time you have to go to school or work and do more important things, you just won't have any. And that's not very good, because the whole point of having this morning routine is to help you throughout your day and not threaten it. Now, guys, I know this is ironic. If you have seen my morning routine videos, they are pretty long and grand, but remember, I built up to it. When I just started 2 years ago, it was me waking up just a bit earlier to make a healthy breakfast and then go to school. And then it was me meditating and then eating and then going to school. So I've built that throughout the years. I didn't just jump in to a long grand one like I have now. If you do want to have that long grand one, you have to be very careful with it so it doesn't threaten the rest of your day. And you gotta do it in a way that makes you happy and fulfilled. And of course, to do that, you have to build up to it. But anyways, most of you guys probably don't want to have too many hours spent on your morning routine. And probably for most of you guys, it won't be optimal for the rest of your day. So this is what I suggest. Your morning routine should consist of either the hardest or the most important thing in your day. And lucky for you, usually the hardest thing that we have in our day is usually the most important. Think essays and think exercise. Let's break it down for me as an example. For me, my most important thing above everything else is my health. So I dedicate time each morning to my health. I dedicate time to going to the gym or doing some cardio in the morning and then making a healthy breakfast. Another thing that I do value is YouTube. So I take time to work on my YouTube before I go to school. And now you have to note that I actually do have extra time to work on my YouTube. But if you don't have this benefit of time, don't do two important things. Only choose the most important thing. If you want to do something else, then you can do that after work. But for now, just do that most important thing. What about my hardest thing? My hardest thing is obviously school with VCE and tests and all. So I let my brain rest and I don't do anything too hard in the morning. So I have that extra willpower, like I talked about before, for school. I took a lot of time and effort into thinking about my decisions, and so should you. This morning routine worked for me because I consciously thought through the decisions, and if you do the same, I guarantee you, whatever you choose will work. But anyways, let me actually talk about the secret. Now listen up, because this is really important. Do you know how I've been talking about that willpower? It is the most powerful when we wake up, which is why if we do that hardest thing in the morning, we're going to have the extra benefits of that willpower first thing in the morning, and we're more likely to get ahead in that thing that we want to get ahead in. And it's the same thing with the most important thing. When you wake up, you may feel sluggish, but after that quick sluggish feeling, you see you have so much concentration. And it is proven that in the morning is when we can do most of our deep work and really enter that flow state. So in conclusion to this secret, doing the hardest and or the most important thing in the morning, it is all about taking advantage of that willpower that we have in the morning. Secret 3. Start small with the first step. Now, obviously, we all have morning routines. And if you are a person who has a bad morning routine, who wants to get to a good morning routine or a productive one, or if you're someone that doesn't know how to build up your good quality morning routine, then start small. And there are many different steps that we can do to start small. But I'm talking about the first step, waking up early. Obviously, if you want to get stuff done in the morning, you're probably going to want to wake up earlier than you're used to. So essentially, when you're starting out a new morning routine, or you want to change your one, add to it, whatever, the very first step is just knowing how to wake up early. And what do I mean by knowing how to wake up early? It's simple, isn't it? But that doesn't mean it's easy. It's simple because all we need to do is set that alarm. When it rings, we press that button and we get up. But honestly, it's not that easy if you add the emotion. It is very hard to get up. We might feel sluggish. And we do in fact get up. We might not be used to it. So when it's like 6 o'clock at night, we might just feel completely drained and not energized. So this very first step is all about learning how to stay energized even though you wake up early. And usually, by the way, and now the secrets, to do this, you usually have to sleep early to wake up early. Okay, so what can we do with this first step? Now, if you're pretty advanced with waking up early, because maybe you already do wake up early as a tradie, or you live far away from school or something, then you can jump straight into your activities that you want to do in your morning routine. But if this is not you, which is probably most of you, this is what I suggest. For the very first week, you wake up at that time that you want, and you do whatever you want. Yes, let's say you want to wake up at 5:30. You wake up at 5:30. You go on your phone maybe. You scroll on TikTok. You lie down in your bed. But whatever you do, you don't fall back to sleep. This may sound strange, but think of this metaphor. You're basically softening up the hardness of that morning routine. You're essentially waking up early, starting that habit of your morning routine without actually performing it. And it's all psychological if you think about it. So after that week of waking up at your desired time and then just doing whatever you want to start incorporating the activities. Let's say you have 4 habits in your morning routine. You're going to start with the first one. And slowly, just very slowly, you're going to build up. And keep building up until you can wake up early, perform all the things you want. And by the end of the day, you are still energized. Out of all the steps, this is the most essential. So please remember it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Hope this video wasn't too boring and you've gained some actual knowledge on how you can use these secrets to your advantage. Please subscribe and hit that like button. I really want to try and hit 300 subscribers by the end of this month. So please, your support would be greatly appreciated. See you all for the next one. Ciao.